title of my essay is An Unidealized America Told Through Music. For my essay, I chose to do it on Childish Gambino. He's formerly known as Donald Glover. He was born in California but raised in Stone Mountain, Georgia. He's a writer, comedian, actor, musician, producer, and director. His main genre is hip-hop rap. He got his stage name Childish Gambino from a Wu-Tang name generator. I decided to highlight his song, This Is America, throughout my essay, which is a hip-hop, Afrobeats, trap, progressive rap. So, the reason I picked Donald Glover with a sub-focus on his song, This Is America, is he's an artist that I'm familiar with and actively listen to, so I wanted to be able to dive more deeply into one of his more symbolic and important songs. And since the beginning of the quarter, I knew that I had wanted to do my essay on social issues and injustices in America. So because of this, I chose him because he does use his music for entertainment purposes, but he also uses it to shed light onto important issues happening within the African American community. I'll address this more later on, but through visuals and his lyrics, he often incorporates the Black Lives Matter movement into his song This Is America because he produced it around the same time in order to shed more light onto the situation, give it more publicity, and also just highlight some personal issues that he saw that the movement was supporting. So through his song, This Is America, he particularly highlights racial injustices in America and gun violence issues. So in my essay, the first main point that I highlighted was the American dream versus This Is America. So the American dream is basically the idea that anyone can achieve their version of success in a society that allows upward mobility and equality. So I felt that he subverted this idea because he often highlighted the fact that the American dream is idealized in individuals' perspectives, especially in an outsider's perspective of what an ethnic individual's American experience is. It's often believed that those who are not white or just are a minority have this amazing experience in America where they're given so many opportunities, so many chances, and just overall have like a better way of living. However, though these opportunities, there are many minorities and ethnic individuals face a lot of racial discrimination and unjust biases, which are not reflected in this American dream. So something that I really highlighted because I felt that he had done it throughout his video was code switching in relation to African Americans. So code switching is basically when an individual alters their linguistics or the way they act in order to make those around them feel more comfortable. Throughout his song, Childish Gambino would change the way he danced or things like that in order to, it seemed, make the individuals who came into the screen more comfortable. It would often change, which is why I felt it was related to code switching. And it's just the idea that like ethnic individuals feel the need to change themselves to make their white counterparts or just non-African Americans more comfortable. An example of this is going from Black English to Standard English to be viewed in a more positive light. I also felt he further emphasized the issues within America and the American dream through the layering of his beats and sounds. So his overall sound is a very cheerful, upbeat noise that basically is just full of instruments that give you that like good, happy feeling, while the underlying sounds are like guns and crying. And so I felt that he personally did this because when you look at the American dream or an individual's American experience from an outside perspective, like just seeing very surface level, you would think that it's a very good experience and that they're being given so many things and that they're really just doing the most with their potential. However, if you dive deep into it, you often see that they have faced many issues, whether they're racial or physical or things like that, that this is not, like the exterior that you're able to see is not truly what their experience is, which is what I felt like he was doing, is that often the outside is what's focused on and what's underneath is not as focused on, but if you give it more time, you'll see like more of their reality. The second point that I highlighted is social injustices in America. So he related a lot of the work in the song to the Black Lives Matter movement, especially through his visuals. There was one scene where people ran past him and he immediately put up his hands and made an O shape with his mouth. This is often something you do if someone's pointing a gun at you or a person in charge, such as a police officer, is telling you to raise your hands. This was very important because a large issue of the Black Lives Matter was police brutality and issues within that. So he was really highlighting it here and just bringing it back to a core central movement of like, they don't know when they are safe and when they're able to feel safe. And so at potential moments, it's their like instinct to just like throw their hands up and show like, I'm not wielding a weapon, I'm not dangerous. I also felt that he used specific lyrics to emphasize the need African Americans feel to fight for their rights. He used the song Gorilla, or the word gorilla, to basically show that African Americans felt like they are fighting against major powers in order to get their God-given rights, and that it's not something that they can just let up, that like as a community they have joined together to get what they need. The other thing I wanted to highlight is the hunter to the hunted. I felt this was very important because in the beginning he represents a person of power who has all of this like influence, and those around him are going crazy and doing all this stuff, but he's still very carefree and happy, and it doesn't matter because he's not doing the same thing. However, at the end, when all of these people start to chase him, he suddenly becomes the hunted, and I feel that this was very symbolic of America choosing to decide to ignore their issues until the individuals who are affected by them rise up and fight against them, and that ultimately this will be a downfall if it is not addressed. The last issue I addressed was gun violence in American society. So the title of the song was just very important. He's saying, this is our reality, wake up, this is America. And in the beginning, he shows a scene of him shooting someone, which is just a very unsettling scene. However, he downplays it by being like, this is America. And he also just highlights the importance of guns in relations to people's life through his visuals. So in it, the gun was treated very well after it shot someone, while the dead body was carried away very quickly and just disregarded. And this also goes to show that when the body's being taken away in the background and he's dancing, you pay attention to him, and that often gun violence and violence in general in the media, it's just over, like, they'll put other things in the media in order to die it down, and how they will just cover it up. So this is important because music is a form of entertainment in the lives of most individuals, and artists are able to spread awareness and discuss topics that may be censored elsewhere. And when an individual is misinformed or uneducated about topics, they receive this information in an unexpected manner, can often go and seek out more additional knowledge for themselves, and it just allows the overall spreading of more information and topics themselves. Thank you.